is going to be the first time that we got like live session
Oh,
a
for
little
real?
one on our show.
What if you forget to forget me not and we fade away?
Look in the mirror and you gotta just remind yourself like, baby, you're looking good. And I feel like I sometimes have to do that. You gotta like look in the mirror and psych yourself up and be like, you can do it, buddy.
Yeah.
So, and I was telling her, I was like, you can do it, babe. And she's probably like, okay, bro, I get it. I'm sick. I know you say you can do it, you know? I'm just gonna wait outside the elevator and just see if V comes out in the elevator and be like, wait, let's write a song together, you know? Johnny, I love that song. Like, I love your songwriting on it. I was like, Mom, I didn't write that one. You know? I've always been analytical. I studied like finance and math in college and I enjoy that kind of thinking.
Yeah.
It's a battle inside my brain between the two sides. You know?
Okay.
You're my little flower, blooming in the night, only for an hour. The northern lights.
This is Comedy featuring. My name is Vic and welcome to the show. On the show today, I'm very excited and happy that I get to sit down and talk with an international artist whose song we have heard of a lot. You might have heard of this one.
You're my little flower, blooming in the night.
Or how about this one?
'Cause if we just smile, we can forget all of our troubles for a while.
And for K-drama fans, you might be familiar with this one.
Don't say we're falling apart, 'cause now we're running in circles and searching for purpose.
Let's go talk to him. Johnny Stimson, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today.
Of course. Thank you for coming to the Standard KND.
Oh, this place is so cool and such an honor for me to come and meet new friends, hanging out in Thailand.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Is this your first time in Thailand, I suppose not?
This is my second time.
Second
now.
trip.
Yeah.
All right. So every time you came to Thailand is only for business or only also for pleasure?
I don't even know what is business or pleasure now because I am
Yep.
living my dream. I'm doing the most fun job. But yes, it's only been like for some music gigs. So I haven't had nearly enough time to spend in Thailand. Yeah, I have to come back.
So how many days do you have this time around?
This time, I think it's like 3.5 days. And last time it was even shorter than
Yeah.
that. So I can't believe it. I every time I look out there, I'm so inspired. And then it's like, oh, time to go to the airport again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too short.
So what did you know about Thailand before you came here?
You know, I can see, it's crazy with the way the internet is these days. I can sort of see different places where people are listening to my music. So one thing I knew about Thailand was this is where the most people listen to my music on like streaming sites and stuff. And I knew that. And I know that when you fight Muay Thai, you have really cool shorts. And I know that I eat
Did you
pad
get
Thai.
yours?
I did get some this time. And I was very excited. I didn't
All
even
right.
ask for that, but they brought me that for a gift. And they're so cool.
Yeah.
But
Have
I
you
also-
tried our food yet?
I've tried like pad Thai in Texas, which is different than
I bet.
here.
Yeah.
And I've learned something that like maybe pad Thai is kind of like for tourists. Like, do you eat pad Thai?
Yeah, sure.
You do?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do.
What's your favorite?
Maybe not
like-
every day, but yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
It's so good. And I get it all the time at home. And so I've been excited to eat it here. And all the food we've had has been amazing.
Right.
We stopped at one restaurant that has had this like beef noodle stew that's been brewing or it's been like marinating for 60 years.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
so
I've
it
heard
was
of
like
that place
very,
too.
very flavorful. And like that food was amazing.
Wow,
Everything
cool.
is tasty here. Yeah.
Well, so far, you're liking Thailand, I suppose.
So
And that's a
much.
good thing.
Yes, I really am.
Okay, and we're liking your music.
Thank you.
We
That's
love
so
it.
cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about the biggest one, like the hittest one.
Yeah.
Flowers.
You're my little flower, blooming in the night.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy people like that song.
We
I
love
it.
that.
Thank you.
So, do you have any interesting stories behind that song to tell us?
Totally. Well, okay. The first thing, that song was kind of like brewing in my heart, I guess, and brain for a little while. But I really like flowers. And so for a while, I was on my travels, I was just taking pictures of flowers I like. And I was posting it like, this is the flower of the month or something. And that word was just in my brain. And then I was on a tour and I had been missing home. I sometimes get homesick and, miss my family and my wife and my dog. And I got to take a short break from tour on one weekend. I went home. I saw my wife. We had just a great time together. I saw my mom and dad. And then I went right back on tour. And I like to write. I have my guitar in the hotel every day. And I was thinking about the experience just being home for a weekend. And I was like, it's like this beautiful moment. And sometimes those beautiful moments, they like fade away so quickly. And it reminded me of all the flowers I was seeing. And I was like, that could work for a song. Like, what can I do? What can I say to convince you to stay? Like, you can't force a beautiful moment to stay there. Just like you can't force a flower to stay and bloom forever.
Yeah.
So maybe I was overthinking it, but I thought about it a lot and I wrote it into a song. And it always reminds me of like going home to see my wife and how special those times are. And you don't want to take the bloom for granted,
And it turned out to be a beautiful song.
Thank you so much.
We love it that you wrote this song.
That's the first one too that I produced all the music myself. And I was getting ready I thought that was just the demo of the song. And my wife said, she's like, it actually sounds really good. You should just release it. And so to see so many people responding to that and even like to come here and sing it and hear the whole crowd singing with me, it has been a huge encouragement to me to just feel like, yeah, if you write something from your heart and you take time to make it sound good, people might like it.
Yeah,
And
it was so authentic. Like it was supposed to be a demo, but then it was like, just use this one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that's out there in the world now.
Wow, so cool.
Thank you.
So if you were to compare yourself to a flower, what kind of flower do you think you'd be?
Oh wow, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I feel like, do you know what a carnation is? Carnation flowers. I'm thinking about a carnation when I was like in elementary school because when you put it in the vase and you put like a color in the water and the carnation turns blue or turns yellow, and I'm hoping that I want to be myself, but I also want to be able to adapt to the environment. So maybe that's the first thing that comes to mind. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is such a great answer.
Thanks.
Wow. Yeah, I never thought of carnation that way, but they do that.
And
they
they're just
absorb.
like normal flowers, but they're still so beautiful. Like there's no such thing as a normal flower if you really look up close. Like orchid, you see the orchids everywhere here. And it's like, okay, I'm used to seeing that. But if you just look at it, it's like a universe in a tiny little thing. It's so beautiful. I love flowers.
Yeah, I think one thing about your music that I think of is that they were so simple and they were so non-complex, but somehow you can turn that into something super meaningful. Like, butterflies, smile.
Baby, we're just butterflies, going through a chrysalis. As if we just smile, we can forget all of our troubles for a while.
Yeah, those are songs I like too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was laughing at myself kind of the other day because we've been traveling around Asia and just trying to meet tons of friends and pick up like new bits of the culture. And we were at like a 7-Eleven in Vietnam. And I have a sweet tooth. I eat a lot of candies and I like to try the different candies everywhere. And in the aisle, I was noticing there was like flower marshmallows and butterfly gummies and smile gummies. I was like, this is all my song titles. I could just write these simple songs. But I guess if it can be a candy, like people, maybe they like it.
Yeah.
Maybe next year, gummy bears coming at you,
Cool. I bet a lot of people might be listening right now and I wish it were that easy for me too to write a song, but you make it so easy.
Oh, thank you for saying that. I do feel like I'm growing in my songwriting skill. It's something that even playing the guitar or singing, like I'm always hoping to get better. And I think songwriting is something you can practice. And it makes me like feel really encouraged to hear you say that. Like, because to take a simple idea and put it into something meaningful, I think it's hard to do. And it takes a lot of effort and thought, but you still want it to be accessible and simple enough for just a broad audience to feel something from it. So when you say that, that encourages me. And I feel like, I've been practicing writing songs and I hope I can just keep making them and keep getting better.
Yeah, we can't wait for the next one.
Thank you.
Actually, you just released this one I really like.
Yeah.
You Can Do It.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do anything you want if if you just put your heart into it.
Yes, I
Yes.
love singing this song. And that's another simple idea. It's like I say that to people all the time. I think one of the things in my heart that I want to do with my music and my life is just encourage people around me. And I have the blessing of a lot of encouragement in my life. Every day on Instagram, people will say, we love your songs and we love this. And so people are always giving me encouragement. And I thought maybe I can write a song that builds other people up and say, you can do it, you can do it. You
Yeah.
can do anything you want if you just put your heart into it. It's like, that's my simple way of saying like, I believe in you.
Yeah, very simple message, but it
Yeah.
could be very impactful to people who needs it.
Yeah,
I think.
I hope so. I was in Korea a couple of weeks ago, and I learned a new phrase that I had never heard before, and they said "shimibe," which means like simple is best. Simple is best, and we've been laughing about that phrase and saying like every time a simple idea comes, we go "shimibe." Now,
Shimibe.
so it's something I'm taking with me on this trip.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can do it. Is it something that you also tell yourself? And
Totally.
What about?
Well, I actually wrote that song, and like that refrain was in my head more than a year ago or something, and it just now came out. And usually songs, you think of it and then you record it and put it out.
Yeah.
But I have been singing that song to myself for the better part of a year, and it helps me because I like to be a sunny guy and encourage people. But
Right.
I have a normal life, and I have ups and downs and challenges. And there's this line in the song that's like, look in the mirror and you got to just remind yourself like, baby, you're looking good. And I feel like I sometimes have to do that. You got to like look in the mirror and psych yourself up and be like, you can do it, buddy.
Yeah.
So it's a song I sing in my own heart, and I'm thrilled because I feel like, I don't know, it's like a kid's song or something, but I am receiving the most like positive feedback and
Yeah.
seeing that it's impacting somebody's heart. And sometimes you're right. I think it's those simple ideas that like dig all the way into the core.
Yeah. It could come in very handy
Yeah.
to everybody, I think, because
so.
like you said, everybody has ups and downs, and
Yeah.
maybe when you're on your off day,
Yeah.
you might need it, like
Yeah.
some like boost
Yeah.
from yourself.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I think it is like the ultimate message at the end is like, you can do anything you want if you can just believe in you. And it's all about like not giving up. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of been maybe the secret. I don't know if I'm a successful artist. I'm doing my best to have a career doing this and to encourage people on a broad scale. But I feel like one of the things that has helped me to be able to travel around the world and continue to do this is the simple fact of just not giving up. It's just like so many people are more talented than I am, can sing crazy notes, but it's hard to stick to something you believe in. And if you have a big dream, like I asked somebody the other night at the pop-up here in Thailand, you know, what's your biggest dream before I sang that song? And she's saying, well, I'm training to be a nurse. And that's really hard. You go to school for so many years to be a nurse or a doctor, and a lot of people can't stick to it the whole way. So like, if you can just keep on fighting and keep trying, like, I think that's the answer. Or at least for me, that's been the answer. It's just like, keep on pushing and you can do it, you know?
Yeah. And even though sometimes I think we kind of know that this is what we're supposed to do. Like
Yeah.
we're supposed to like stick to it and don't give up. But sometimes we need to hear that from other people and from ourselves too.
Yeah.
Like just keep reaffirming that to each other. Yeah. And that really helps.
I was like, my wife at home, she's a dance teacher, and she was texting me, and we talked on the phone the other night, and she had a hard day at dance where it was a long day and certain things didn't go right. And I was telling her, I was like, you can do it, babe. And she's probably like, okay, bro, I get it. I'm sick. I know you say you can do it, you know?
Yeah.
But I do agree. Like, it's something worth saying to yourself and worth saying to other people often, because I think we need a little more of like the thumbs up encouragement than like everyone's trying to kill each other and stuff. The world kind of needs some simple, happy songs, you know?
Well, you have mentioned going to Korea
Yeah.
and even picked up some cool phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were over there in Korea a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously you're huge there too.
That is wild.
We have watched you on the show like Killing Voice. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite shows.
That's so
and you
cool.
were
Thank you.
sensational on that
Thank you
show.
so much. That was so fun.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe, like, because I've seen that show on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, and I had seen that before. And when they sent me the email, like, hey, do you want to prepare for this thing? I was like, oh oh man, I'm so excited. And it's been really amazing. Like this last time, I like kind of changed my hairstyle and I look a little bit different than when I first was introducing my music. And this time when we were in Korea, some people were recognizing me on the street and walking around and being like, oh, Johnny, wow. And we took pictures together. And I am not used to that yet. I don't feel like, oh, my music is huge, but I have been really blessed to sort of see it starting to grow in these different places around the world. And honestly, like, this is the coolest adventure. I am getting to live this awesome dream of I am getting to be creative, make songs. That's like my favorite thing to do, and travel around and meet people and see these interesting, crazy different places. Like, I can't imagine a more incredible life right now. I'm really, really blessed.
And even some of the biggest K idols are a fan of yours.
That is crazy too.
Yeah, like V from BTS.
Yeah. I could not believe that. And he's actually shared my music like several times over the years. And so this time when I was in Korea, like we were near the Hive building, you know, like where they do a lot of like the business work for BTS. And I was telling my wife on the phone, I was like, I'm just going to wait outside the elevator and just see if V comes out in the elevator and be like, hey, let's write a song together, you know? But I've never got to meet those guys or anything. But if they ever hear this or were watching, I just would say thank you so much, because it means a lot when an artist that you look up to share something that you created. Like that is like the ultimate form of flattery and encouragement. So,
and is that the possibility that you get to work with Korean artists?
That would be amazing. Yeah, and I've had a couple conversations about like that maybe is a possibility for next year. So we'll see. I don't know what that might look like, but I would love that. It would really be a cool opportunity for me just to interact with artists around the world and to sort of write together and see their take on like my flavor of music. I think it would be really cool.
But I think you kind of got your foot in the door a little while you were doing the music for a K-drama.
Yeah. That was so cool.
Agency.
Yeah.
How
really
did
cool.
that come about?
I have, I'm so thankful. I've met a few really, really good people in Seoul, and they actually helped me to work with like Warner teams around Asia. And they presented me with that opportunity like, hey, do you think you could maybe sing on this song and it's going to be on Netflix? I was like, you mean on Netflix, like the real Netflix? And so I got to sing, and I actually recorded some of that song. Part of it, I think we maybe worked on, I can't remember exactly, but maybe last year when we were in Thailand and like on the tour, I was singing that song at night and like doing the recordings. And then sure enough, it was like out on Netflix and on a K-drama. It's just so cool. I couldn't believe it.
That song is called Don't Say.
Yeah.
Don't say we're falling apart, 'cause now we're running in circles, searching.
Yeah, and you wrote that song.
But I didn't write that song.
You didn't?
Which is kind of crazy to me because I really like to write my own music.
Yeah.
But they said, actually, we have a song that's like fits perfectly for this show.
I see.
And we would think that your tone of voice would work great. So that was kind of a different experience for me to write or to sing someone else's words.
Because almost like mostly you sing your own music.
Yeah, like
and
almost
you
always.
wrote all your songs.
Yeah, except for that song.
Oh, yeah.
And afterwards, my mom called me and she said, Johnny, I love that song. Like, I love your songwriting on it. I was like, Mom, I didn't write that one. You know? But
I did sing it.
So cool to get to do that.
So how did it feel to like sing somebody else's song, which is a great song, I must say.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to say I really liked the song. So it was easy. And they had me in mind, I guess, when they wrote it. So they knew like where my voice would sit in there. But it was kind of a challenge just like in my head, because I guess I'm headstrong and I really feel like personal about the music that I normally write and sing. And when I sing Flower or Smile or Honeymoon, like those songs mean something specifically to me. So I kind of had to put myself in the mindset of somebody else a little bit to sing that song. So it was a cool challenge. Yeah. I'm really glad that it worked out. It's like so cool to have a team and like people sort of helping me share my music. It's not just me working on it right now. And especially in Korea, to get to be on like a big show like that. That's cool.
So basically, you made your music, you wrote your own music, and you sang it. You produced it, and you played the instrument.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a one-man band over there. Of course, you got great teams behind you.
Yeah.
But mostly, you just work by yourself.
That's how I've done for a really long time. I've done mostly everything by myself, but I do have a couple close friends that I like to write songs with. And even like you can't see it on the camera, but one of my very best friends, he's sitting right here, and he's on this whole trip. His name is Grant Terry.
Grant.
One of the songs on my album, Grant and I sing together.
Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see.
And I have learned so much about collaborating because I used to be, maybe to a fault, trying to do everything myself. And like I have a vision, so I want to do it this way.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot in the last year or so of how to collaborate and how to write together. So I'm excited to grow to a new height in my own songwriting and my own art and expression by like working with super talented friends like that. So yeah, and if V from BTS, if you want to write, like that sounds great, you know.
So let's just say if you got to put together your own band.
Oh yeah.
So who would you pick to play what?
Oh,
and
wow.
what would you do in this band?
That's a cool question.
You can pick anybody in the world.
Okay.
You can pick V. You can pick Grant.
Okay.
Put Grant in like
Okay.
any position of the band.
Grant would be in the band. Like I love
what would
hanging out with him.
What would he be doing?
Grant is going to be like songwriting encouragement officer, but he also he can play any instrument. He can sing harmonies and stuff.
I
So
see. Okay.
we already do some of that together.
Okay, just pick one instrument for Grant.
For Grant, I'm going to go, why don't you play the like auxiliary keys? Because I have an idea for the other keys player too.
Okay, so he'll be on the keyboard.
Grant's on one keyboard.
Okay.
And then Paul McCartney on the bass.
Ooh,
you know,
okay.
Singing harmonies.
We
you
can
know.
get him. Yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
We'll call him up.
Yeah.
I think I would get my dad to play the piano. And he would be bashful and say like, oh, I'm not good enough for that. But my dad is a really good musician. So already like three of the coolest guys in the world. My dad, Paul McCartney, and Grant.
One of your best friend, your family.
Totally.
Paul McCartney. Who else?
Yeah. And then I would probably get, if I had to pick like my favorite guitar player, there's so many different ones. There's a guy called Mateus Asado who's like a crazy guitar player, and I went on a tour one time that he was playing, so I'd pick him for guitar, and then my friend Tayron Lockett on the drums. He's like the best drummer I ever met. And,
wow.
And then I guess I would sing the songs and play whatever other instrument, because I guess we got Paul McCartney on the bass. Yeah. Oh, there's Grant right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun too, like to play with your loved ones, people you have connection with.
Well, and all my best friends all want to meet Paul McCartney, so that's the whole goal there. It's just like let's get Paul in the band, and then we can have that.
Well, you have mentioned writing a song or singing a song that means a lot to you.
Yeah.
So one of those really stood out, which is Honeymoon.
Give me deja vu. Like I've been waiting my whole life to find that.
Ah, yeah.
It's a very special song. Do you want to tell the story?
Sure, 100%. So my wife and I, we've been married for 6 years now. And before our wedding, we were doing all the planning and getting ready for everything. And one of the things, I'm not sure, do you do the same thing here? Like you choose a first dance? Like, do you do the same kind of tradition?
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe people do that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of a tradition at home, and people will choose their
first dance as a couple.
Yeah,
like
so you have the ceremony, and then the husband and wife come in, and before everyone eats dinner, they do a dance, and usually it's some song that's really meaningful to them. And she wanted to dance to one love song I had written, and I was telling her like, oh, I'm kind of embarrassed. Like I don't want it to be about my music. I want it to be about us. And so we decided on dancing to a Beatles song that we both liked. And I just love the Beatles, as you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, about like 2 weeks before the wedding, I was planning our honeymoon, and I was booking flights to Paris and stuff. And I had this idea in my head, like, baby, every day's a honeymoon. And like this little line. And I just really quickly got on the guitar and I wrote it and I recorded it. And I surprised her, even though I didn't want that wedding to be all about me and my music and everything. I just thought it was such a special thing to kind of give to her. And she thought we were dancing to something else. But for our first dance, that played over the speaker, and she just had her head in my shoulder, and we danced, and she cried, and it was like.
So it was a
special
surprise
moment.
on the
Yeah.
wedding day, and
Totally.
she got to listen to it the first time
Yeah.
at the same time as everybody else.
Yeah. So
on
she
that
had never
wedding
heard
day.
it, and I had been keeping it a big secret
Wow.
and written it right before. And it's so special because we went on our honeymoon right after that,
Yeah.
and we brought the GoPro camera and just took little film of everywhere we went. And so the music video that you see like on YouTube for that song is our actual honeymoon, and it's so. I hope it's special for other people to see, but for me, it's like the real memories of my real life, and it's just always a special song for me. Every time I sing it, I think about her, and it's weird to be away. I'm so far, and we're at the opposite time zones in the world, and I definitely miss her when I travel, but she's so supportive. I'm thankful for love like that in my life.
Yeah. It means a whole lot when we actually put someone or something that is meaningful to us into our work or our song, right? And get to share it with the whole world.
Yeah, totally. I think that's kind of, even though I've been writing songs since I was a teenager, that concept is relatively new to me. Like putting my own real heart into something, because I'm an analytical kind of strategic thinker, chess player person. And I feel like when I began writing songs, I was thinking more about like, what do people want to hear? Or what does a love song feel like?
I see.
And over the years, as I'm getting a little more comfortable in my own skin, I'm enjoying writing things that are more vulnerable, more personal to me. And Honeymoon was one of the first ones like that, where I was like, oh, wow, people really liked that song. And it was a song specifically about my life. And maybe I don't need to be thinking so much about what do they want to hear, and more just thinking like, what's this feeling and how can I put it out there into the world, you know?
This is very interesting.
Yeah, it's shifting way of thinking over time.
Yeah, I did know that about you, that you used to be like a strategic thinker and think about like target audience and like what people might want to hear. Like marketing thing.
Totally. I have the creative side of my brain that just loves to make stuff and draw and make art. But then I've always been analytical. I studied like finance and math in college, and I enjoy that kind of thinking. So I'm always, it's a battle inside my brain between the two sides. You know?
Okay. So if you weren't an artist and musician today, you might be one of those guys like business people, you
Maybe
think?
so. I think there would always be a part of me that would want to start my own business or something. So maybe I would work for a company for a while, but I have a lot of different ideas. So maybe I would someday. This is a secret idea, so don't tell anyone. But someday, maybe I want to open a flower shop. Since I really do like flowers, maybe someday I can do that.
That would be a great spin-off. Like,
I could be like, I'm the flower man, you know?
That is so on brand.
Yeah,
you should do that.
It could work, you know? But I also like getting to travel here in Asia. There's so many cool different types of plants and flowers, and I'm kind of into that. I have a cool garden at home, and so maybe someday I'll take the inspiration and try to find like all types of foreign flowers and open a shop back home.
You do have business mind.
Yeah, I know. I can't help
You'll
it.
be great at it.
Thank you. We can do it together, you know?
All right, so we cannot have him on the show and not asking him to play some music to us.
Yeah.
Because you have brought your guitar.
I brought my guitar. Here we go. Yes, I have it right here.
All right. I think it's going to be the first time that we got like live session
for real?
One on our show.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. So should I sing something from the new album?
I think people might want to hear Flowers, I think.
You want to hear Flower? Okay, how about this? This is in the same key, so maybe I will make like a small medley of two songs. I'll sing part of Flower and one of the new ones.
Even better.
This is cool. Thanks for letting me bring my guitar on here. This is my song Flower, which I wrote about the beautiful blooming moments of life that go away way too fast. It's like this. Hey, hey, you can open up to me, show me what's inside. Mother Nature made us to intertwine. Lavender elixir so full of pheromones. Give me one taste, then you're gone. What if I can't get you out of my thoughts? What if my seasons don't change? What if you forget to forget me not, and we fade away? You're my little flower, blooming in the night, only for an hour. The northern lights, my cast of so divine. Baby, you're the best part of my life. What can I do? What can I say to convince you to stay? There you go. And then this is gonna mash up with my new song. That's my encouragement song. That's like, you can do it. You can do it. You can do anything you want if you just put your heart into it. You can do it. If you can dream it. You can be anything you wanna be if you can just believe it. That's just a little teaser of You Can Do It.
Wow.
Thank you.
Just go stream this song today, you guys.
Check it
It's
out.
available to stream.
Yeah.
All right. I love it. I love it so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I like writing songs that kind of make my heart smile and maybe somebody else will feel happy about it too. Yeah.
So, what would a sad song from Johnny Stimson look like or
You know,
sound like?
That's a good question. I've tried to write a few songs like because I don't just have only happy, joyful thoughts. Like I have a regular life, and I've been encouraged by actually just was writing this on a little Instagram thing the other day because I released a song called Frank and Nancy.
I wanna love like Frank and Nancy. 67 years of giving everything we've got.
And it's about my grandparents. And my grandmother passed away last year, and we really miss her. But my grandpa, after, he's grieving, you know, he's like going through a hard time. And he was encouraging me. He's saying, Johnny, like, I love your happy songs like Smile and Best Day Ever. And it's fun. He watches the videos and sees people sing along and everything. But he just reminded me, you know, don't be afraid to write about the hard things in life too, because people go through hard things and they need those moments. And I was encouraged by that, but also feeling like, okay, well, the hard moment our family is feeling is missing Mimi, my grandmother. And so I wrote this song called Frank and Nancy for them. And it's just a song to celebrate like how beautiful their love story has been through my life. And they just stuck together through so much stuff. But in my heart, it's a sad song. But I want to be a hopeful guy and I want to spread a hopeful message. So if you hear a sad song from me, sometimes I hope that people will hear the like silver lining side of it of like, yes, she's gone and yes, we're sad and grieving, but there's something worth celebrating. Like they were married 67 years and I sing that in the song, you know, 67 years of giving everything they got. And so if I write a sad song, sometimes it's my attempt to reconcile and find like, what's the positive side out of this? And there's not always a positive feeling out of everything, but yeah, that's what a sad song to me looks like a little bit. Yeah.
Can we maybe hear it a little?
Oh man, I think if I sing it, I may not be able to sing it. It's kind of a little too like in my heart right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But maybe next time I'll come back and I'll be able to. Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking about singing it the other night. We had the pop-up show and the song had just come out and I want to, but I just knew like I don't think I can get through it.
Okay.
Yeah. But next
Thank
time.
you for sharing.
Yeah. Anytime.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what is going to be the next thing that you do in your life?
Wow. I hope that the next thing in my life will always include some kind of music. And right now on this trip, we've been traveling around to different cities, meeting new friends, playing these small, intimate shows. They're like, it's called Johnny's World Pop-Up. It's just something I invented just for the fun of meeting people who've supported me. And on this traveling, I didn't know if we were going to have much free time, but we've already written like most of a whole album for next year. So as soon as I get home, I'm going to go into my studio and start recording all these songs we've been writing. And then next year, like I'm planning on doing a world tour, which I'll have some shows in America, maybe some in Europe, and definitely some shows over here.
Please
Planning
come back to
come
Thailand.
back to Thailand for sure. Maybe bring my wife next time. That would be
cool.
amazing. She would love it here.
Yeah, and stay longer.
That would be the
not
goal.
only for
I'm like, what if I can
performance?
make the last show in Thailand so that way after it's all finished, then we can stay and like hang out by the pool and maybe visit the beach. I heard
be fun.
we got to go to Phuket, you know.
All right.
But the plan for next year is continue to release some more songs and do a world tour. And I also like I said, I am not like a big time famous person where I'm flying around and people are setting my schedule. Like I have a regular life at home, so like I have to mow the lawn and like I have some projects to do at home, and I want to make sure that I'm like a good big brother and a good husband and son. And so I'm looking forward to at the end of this trip going home, being with my family and my loved ones, and then next year hitting the ground again and getting
Sounds
out
like
there.
a great plan and a great life.
It really is a blessing. Like my mom reminds me sometimes on the phone. She's like, "Hey, if you have hard days, like remember, like you chose this. Like you want to be an artist. You want to go out and share that with people." And I feel like I'm really in a huge blessing right now. So I'm trying to take notice and not forget how special it is.
Wise words from mom.
Yeah, she's a wise woman.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So since our show is called คำนี้ดี in Thai it means that's a good word.
That's a good word.
Yeah, I wanna know what is your most favorite word.
Whoa.
And how that word means to you.
Wow. Okay. I guess this word for right now in my life, I guess, would just be gratitude. And I think that I could be at risk of being like overly thankful sometimes and being like, thank you so much, and like saying it too much to where it loses its meaning. But I am feeling that word in a new sense lately, because I am recognizing that like I have a unique lifestyle, and a lot of people are going through like really horrible, hard things in the world right now. So I'm trying to just take like the position that I have been given in my life and have gratitude for it. Like I want to be thankful for all the little moments, and including like the beautiful things like the little rainstorm that happened earlier, and take notice of those beautiful things like the flowers and all that. So gratitude is kind of the first word that came to mind. And one of the songs for next year album that we wrote in the same theme, we wrote a song called Thankful that maybe it will come out next year. You'll love to see. Yeah.
We can't wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Johnny Stimson, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I've got a great time talking to you, and I hope you can come back sometimes next year for a concert, for a visit, longer visit.
That sounds awesome.
And just come visit us on the show.
And now I have a new friend, so
all right.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Awesome. See you again soon.
Yeah.
Anything you want, if you just put your heart into it, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can be anything you wanna be. If you can just believe, you can do it.